Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNT. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, as the market is boiling up a little bit, as we do see Bitcoin kind of pumping slightly up to about 21.5K. Yes, I am recording this slightly ahead of time. I do apologize for anybody who is wondering about that. Yeah, I'm expecting a major pullback to happen eventually around this market. We don't know exactly when that will happen, but I definitely am looking into next week. On the 24-hour span, we do see some altcoins going pretty parabolic. On the 7-day span, we really kind of can see it as well. And yes, Quant is holding the $100 mark. I just told you guys about like a drop down into like the 90s. We did see about $96 in that range on the 7-day span. You could definitely see it as well. We had like a little bit of a deeper dip down to like 95, which was actually safe to say, like the least. Like I think that is actually a pretty nice area to average in slightly, nothing too crazy. I mean, like a 10x from there would be about a $950, QNT, which I do think that that happens eventually. And I'm actually going to be stopping, utilizing the holders tab on CoinMarketCap, and instead we're going over to CoinFi. So over here on CoinFi, we actually get a little bit more price data and also just in general a lot more data on Quant as well. But we do see, some of the volume slightly, dropping slightly a little bit. I just said slightly twice. I do apologize for that. But here we have the supply on exchanges. Just has not updated since like the 8th. I really do want to see this update. I know that like this hasn't, like this updates I think monthly, I want to say. Yeah, I mean this is, or like every 2 months it almost looks like here. It's a little bit weird when it does update. But the holders tab in terms of like wallets, I'm pretty sure that this updates. So again, like this has not updated since the 8th, and we do know that like CoinMarketCap is behind because this is sitting at about like 58.6, 58.6K, while this is sitting at about almost 62,000. So we don't know exactly what the realistic, point here is. I mean, maybe like 60,000 flat. We don't know exactly, but we definitely have been seeing some nice price action on Quant lately. I'm not, dead set on it being extremely bullish, as you guys probably are all aware. Like I have outlined my basis on it. I'm still waiting for a pullback, but let's dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first and foremost, from Web3 Reviews, we do see here QNT reviewed by Web3 Reviews. It received a high review score of a 9.5 out of 10. Dude, come on. You couldn't give it the extra 0.5. Like, we all know that QNT is a 10. What do you guys think? Let me know what you would rate QNT down in the comments below. But we do see Quant delivers interoperable ecosystems and real-world solutions that lower costs and prevent risk. Quant has world-class use cases. Quant has patent pending solutions and global, clients as well. And we do see the operating system here. Yeah, like I never looked at Quant as like a blockchain, by the way, just so that you guys know. Like it's always been an operating system in my mind, blockchain agnostic. It can move from, any blockchain to another. It also fixed, Ethereum gas fees. So you love to see that as well. So, to me, I think that Quant is just doing things completely diverse compared to anything else out there, and it has unlimited scalability power to it. But of course, we also do see, QNT addresses many problems impacting, capital markets, compliance, payments, digital currencies, insurance, supply chain. At each solution, the aim is unified, creating value, reducing costs, and mitigating risk. And of course, down here we do see, Quant enables businesses, often with global operations, technology partners, and fintech developers that service banks, asset managers, and other financial institutions. QNT solves interoperability, and it is built for enterprises and designed for the future. And of course, last but not least, QNT received a high review score of 9.5 out of 10. Quant's goal is to unlock the power of blockchain for everyone. QNT has world-class partners, clients, and solutions that impact the real world. And yeah, like, when we really kind of look at it, is their goal to unlock the power for, everyone around blockchain? Honestly, what I would, look at QNT is like, sure, it is a crypto project at the end of the day, but technically speaking, they are unlocking endless potential and endless power around many, many industries. They are, pretty much connecting crypto to everyone, every, thing in terms of like Internet of Things. The Internet of Value definitely is going to depend greatly on interoperability, and I do think that Quant is going to play a major role within that. Also, we do see over here it's powerful for Oracle customers because they get the best of breed technology, and it's been beneficial for us as we've seen a big increase in inbound inquiries and referrals from the Oracle team. Just a promotion by the fourth largest software in the world. And yes, like I bring this up because it's funny. You know, I've always compared a lot of projects in market cap to like Apple or even Microsoft or even Google, and a lot of people like, they will continuously laugh and say like it's idiotic to do so. Honestly, I feel like it's extremely realistic. I mean, we are at the end of the day investing into software. Imagine if Quant had the market cap of $186 billion. Now, imagine it at $1.5 trillion dollars all the way up to $3 trillion dollars. Like it's truly something special when you compare like, crypto to traditional markets. And I know a lot of people, in the comments will say, you can't compare these two, they're incomparable. I mean, like, listen, guys, we're comparing companies that are more so centered around like operating systems and consumer products to revolutionary technology. Don't believe me? Well, I mean, Quant has literally said like this technology is going to change the world. Like it's revolutionizing, many industries. And Oracle being the number four, company in regards to like the traditional system, but also like, largest software companies by market cap. Like this thing is truly a giant. And Oracle, being so proud to continuously, promote Quant because of the technology stack behind it, because they understand the value behind it, it is remarkable to say the least. Like I really do feel so confident about Quant long term. And I will constantly be holding Quant. Like I don't even trade Quant because I just don't care to trade Quant. Like this is not a tradable asset in my opinion. And also, of course, like, Oracle themselves has talked about like these bridges, like bridge to cross ledger, blockchain interoperability. This goes back to November 12th. Of course, yes, this is Quant talking here as well. Like Gilbert Verdian is discussing this bridge to cross ledger, blockchain interoperability. They talk about Deloitte here, but they also do talk about Contour. So let's actually zoom in a little bit here just to make sure that everybody can see this. So here is them talking about DOTs down here, more so talking about it around, like trade finance and stuff. Interoperability between blockchain consortiums is picking up speed as seen in this announcement between Oracle blockchain-based global shipping business network and digital trade finance network, Contour, based on R3 Corda. Enterprises are also having to pivot to meet their clients' needs. We've come across, cases where a client is operating on a different platform to an enterprise, necessitating the latter to integrate into their client's DLT irrespective of what DLT they're using. And what's funny about this? So yesterday I did make a video on Contour, right? Like we discussed a little bit of the connections with Contour and like some of the major four supply chain and like trade finance companies. It's funny, right? Because I actually have Contour open over here, and we're going to get into it in a second. We're actually going to be talking about the connections to it. But first, I want to talk to you guys about this. So here's designed to deliver universal interoperability between permission and permissionless DLTs. Quant solution is aimed at customers that want to be DLT agnostic, clients that need to connect different DLTs internally within their organizations, businesses that need to move digital assets from one DLT to another, removing the limitations associated with digital assets existing on one DLT, organizations that need to orchestrate transactions between different permission DLTs, customers, clients that use different DLTs and need those DLTs to interoperate in order to access new markets. So this is basically covering the entire field for a lot of these major players in the space. And it's funny, right? Because like we are basically building out the foundation of what is to come for crypto. And we do see down here, like they mention many of the, the DLTs that we talk about on a day-to-day basis. Like lastly, there's a connector layer for multiple DLTs, including Hyperledger Fabric, Oracle Blockchain Platform, Ethereum, Hyperledger Pasu, R3 Corda, Ripple, and Bitcoin. To add different DLTs, users need specific connectors. Each connector type can be reused across multiple instances of the same blockchain technology. And I mean, we just seen a connection with XDC, for an example. Overledger 2.2.8 adds support for XDC. Funny enough, right? Zinfin has major partnerships around the world with some of the leading names within trade finance. And we do see over here all the standard functions in Overledger are now available on XDC, Optim, testnet. And the funny thing is, like, going back to March 30th, 2021, we do see our R3 Corda now has a bridge to public blockchains with arrival of Ethereum-based XDC. Now, of course, since then we have seen like the DSL bridge. We've seen like Impel come out as well. They are talking about the DSL bridge here, but there's just so much to this because, again, all of the major players around Corda, are basically interconnected with XinFin at the forefront, at the foundation layer, if you will. And, one of the major players around Corda is Contour. And, of course, we did see Contour being mentioned here on the Oracle website. And Contour is a very, very large name. I said it in yesterday's video. I told you guys that I could literally make a video on just Contour alone. And it's funny, right? Because we do see over here, what is Contour? Contour is a global network of banks, corporates, and trade partners working together to revolutionize the trade finance industry. Formed by a group of leading trade banks, we're building a new global standard for trade by removing barriers and transforming trade finance products, starting with the letters of credit. Contour's goal is simple: to create a decentralized global trade finance network that enables everyone to collaborate seamlessly and securely in real time on, one common platform. Funny enough is that if they are building out this major network, guess what it will need? It will need interoperability. We do see the result is a highly efficient digital trade network that will reduce complexity, cost, and optimize efficiency. And then, of course, we do see their mission, their vision, their rewards, all that kind of stuff. We do see our key value proposition. How is Contour adding value to its customers? Here's how it's different: industry-backed, future-ready, scalable. Our history. So first off, going back to 2018, global banks joined together to test and validate next-generation technology for trade finance on R3 Corda's platform. HSBC and ING complete, second live trade finance transaction for a shipment from India to Peru. And of course, since then they continue to, expand. We do see them exploring the benefits of, enterprise DLT for documentary trade. Over 50 banks and corporates joined technology trial. A successful trial to stimulate, digital letter of credits transactions across 27 countries and 6 continents. And of course, we do see, even more updates here. There's so much to this, honestly. It's something special. But this is what I want to share with you guys. So here's their leading team. And when we go over to there was a section where it was really kind of mentioning a lot of the names around Contour. I don't know if it was on here. I think it might have been. So there we go. I didn't know that I had to scroll over that. I do apologize. But here are some of the major banks. So Bangkok Bank, BNP Paribas, Citi, CTBC Bank, HSBC, ING, SEB, SMBC, Standard Chartered. Like, these are some of the main leading banks. Like we do see here, we are backed by 9 leading trade banks to solve the long-standing inefficiencies in trade and trade finance. And then we do see like future ready. We are continuously innovating and creating new products in trade finance using the latest technology and trends. And of course, scalable. Our decentralized network is built for scalability with low barriers to entry and corporates and banks. Like I said, they are going to need an interoperability layer. All of these networks do need it. Like, in fact, like here is, so let's actually go to their network. So first off, they talk about how this is a global network. It's connected to many, many banks. Like, here are some of their banks. These are the ones that we basically mentioned, but there's a few other ones here as well. And some of these are like some of the major banks that we've discussed as well, like HSBC, for example, we've talked about on this channel. We've talked about Citi, Commerce Bank as well. DBS just jumped into crypto. They basically dived headfirst, if you will. Standard Chartered as well. Like, there's so many names here. And of course, our coverage, connecting you to the world. Our expanding international network spans across more than 50 countries to support your global trade ambitions. And of course, here we have like Africa, for an example. There's a ton of areas in Africa that they're connected to. Americas, Asia Pacific, Europe, Middle East. Like, this is such a massive name. Like, I've discussed to you guys why Contour is such a huge name. And here are some of their partnerships. So, obviously digital documentation and EBLs, integration partners as well. We do see strategic, and by the way, like, there's more names here. Like, you can scroll all day long on some of these names. Like, there's some very large names within their tech stack. Strategic partnerships as well. Here you have GSBN. And then we do see like trade workflows and then automation of trade document checking. Now, again, you might be wondering, well, like, where's XDC? Where's XinFin? XinFin is connected through the GSBN. This is mainly through some of the major names within the trade finance area, more so around like R3 Corda itself. That's where we really kind of put a focus point on with Contour. And also, like, when we really kind of look at like digitization of the trade documents, trade finance itself, XinFin is always a major player. And again, we always really kind of look at like ITFA as well, because ITFA directly connected to Zinfin, again around supply, like this is around like supply chain, trade finance, many other areas as well. Like you do see like this is mainly focused on trade. We do see like the board members, Banco Santander, SMBC, London Forfeiting Company. Like there's so many other major names here, BNY Mellon for an example, HSBC. And yeah, I mean, like, there's so much to this. You guys could check out more about like ITFA. We've talked about them in the past. This is like trillion-dollar use cases as well. I think on their front page, I'm pretty sure that they actually talk about like, the $1 trillion of like I think it's like $19 trillion market value that they're disrupting through like trade documentation, digitization. So let me go to their mission. Sorry. So yeah, I guess it's just like about on their about page. I don't know if they since removed it, but it did say about like $19 trillion in trade finance gap. So yeah, I'm not seeing it here anymore. It honestly might have been ICC or some other name. I think it might have been Trade Tech, to be completely honest with you guys. But nonetheless, this is made up of 300 members from all across the world. Some of them are like major banks, financial institutions, etc. Like supply chain and trade finance itself is a very large area to focus on, and I think that Overledger, or I should say Quant, seeing the disruption that they could add with XDC in the past, is something, truly remarkable, because again, like they are focused on a lot of these areas. Like if we go to like the what, like they're focused on supply chain and trade finance itself, which, to some people might not seem like a large market, but the value behind this is in the trillions of dollars. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys have more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it's up to you all, have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.